Hello everyone, this video will cover Module 7. So Module 7 is our first revision module, and it will take me a little bit longer to explain this because it is a little bit more complicated. So make sure you watch the video all the way to the end or use the resources so that you don't accidentally mess this up. Because what we're doing is we're using the peer edit tool in Canvas to help us out. So it's a little bit different from what you might have done before, but if you've taken a composition class, you may have had an assignment like this. So first of all, you're going to look at the readings about revision. We've got some information about, what revision is, what you should expect from revision, how to do workshops, that kind of thing. The idea is that this is kind of a workshop tool, and that we've got a lot of support for you there. This can sometimes be the hardest part for students, really, is like showing other students their work and getting feedback. And so that can be a little bit daunting, and that's that workshop idea kind of helps you with it. You're not necessarily like judging your fellow students or grading your fellow students or something like that. You want to think of it as just like helpful critiques, right? So you can do this either before or after the peer edit, but you're going to do a self edit and a peer edit, and you want to use the same short story for both of them. So the self edit is 15 questions about your story. The questions should be answered thoroughly and numbered, and some of them are like they lend themselves to just a yes or no, but I want you to actually answer the question in a complete statement or a complete sentence so that I know. If I just get a list of yeses and nos, I don't know whether you know whether or not you actually did that thing within the story. So I'm expecting some critique. So at least one of these things needs to be something that you need to work on within that story. And if the story is graded, then you will at least have my feedback that you can look at. You'll already know some issues that you might have. So that same story is what you're going to submit to the peer edit. So you have your choice of your point of view story, your character story, or your energy story. It does not need to be one that's graded yet, and you do not have to have feedback on it yet, and you do not need to make changes to it yet. So you can take the exact same copy that you already submitted to be graded and submit it here. So you're not writing anything new. That's why you'll see this deadline is earlier in the week. That Tuesday deadline is because you have to have it submitted in time for Canvas to be able to sort and trade the stories. If you submit after that deadline, you will not be included in that trade, and so you won't get a peer edit. You won't get anyone's stories to look at to peer edit. So make sure that you meet that deadline. These are stories that you already wrote, though. So like if you didn't finish the energy story on time, then you'll have to use one of your other two. But this is also the story that's going to go in your portfolio at the end of the semester. So you may want to pick one that you actually want to work on. So once you've submitted at Tuesday, March 4th at 11:59 p.m., the Canvas will sort all of the ones that have been submitted, and you will get 2 other students' stories to read. They'll show up over here. So starting Wednesday morning, you'll be able to actually finish the peer reviews. And so you'll see the students' names, you'll see that they have a submission there, and when you click on their name, it will bring up a page where you can access what their story looks like. So you'll click on the page. I have to show you this way because my student self hasn't been like given anybody's peer stuff. So you click on their name and this page will pull up. If you click on this is their file. They won't be able to see any edits you make to that. So instead, you're going to go to View Feedback. And once it loads up, you'll want to expand the DocuViewer, and now you can see their essay. You can see and you can scroll. It's on the page, and we can use what are the Canvas editing tools in order to leave some feedback. So you can see there's different editing tools. There's a highlighter, which you can highlight and then leave a comment with. You can leave text comments if you want. That's not as useful because I can't see. It doesn't leave your name, so I can't see what you've done. You can draw pretty pictures if you like to draw. My favorite's a little bubble comment. You'll see that a lot from me as the instructor, a bubble comment, strike through, you know, you can draw boxes. So this is really useful, and this is why we use this tool, is because it's really easy for you to leave specific feedback, but it's also easy for me to see the feedback and for the student to see the feedback. If we're all downloading each other's files, then it really it can get screwed up in the formatting. So you want to make sure that you're using the Canvas tool for this. So you're leaving feedback. You may see someone else's feedback in here because everybody gets assigned 2. So theoretically, each story will have 2 commenters on it. So if somebody has already gone in there and commented on things, then you have to find some new things to comment on. When you're done, you hit escape, you'll get out of that. And then the next thing you're going to do is fill out the rubric. Now the rubric is going to look different on your page because it will be you'll be in your student view, and you'll be in your view and not my student view. So you click on that and it will show up here, and it will be clickable. So you have different categories that you can look at: the introduction, the ending, organization of the story, content, and writing. And so what you're going to do is decide whether it needs improvement or it has no issues. If it has no issues, it matches the description here. If it needs improvement, you click on it, and then there will be a little option over here on the side to leave a comment. And so it's expected that if it needs improvement, that you leave a comment, and that at least one thing on here should need improvement. And so that you're not scoring their story, you're just using it to kind of give them an idea of the category that they probably should work on the most. So that's the idea with that assignment. So looking at what you need to do, probably what's going to take you the longest is leaving feedback on your peers' stories. So give yourself enough time to do that. Since everybody should be submitting early in the week, you should have the rest of the week then to respond. So you do not have to have those peer edits done until the end of the module. But you do need to have it submitted so that it can go through that peer edited process by Tuesday. You do need to make the 10 annotations. You do need to use the rubric. And then if you're having trouble with it, this guide is just kind of a step-by-step. It shows you with screenshots exactly what you should be doing. And that will hopefully help you. If you're stuck, though, you can always send me an email. So that is the module. If you have questions, please send me an email. Like I said, it's a little bit more complicated because that rubric tool or the peer editing tool is something that a lot of students haven't had to use before. It's really useful through Canvas, but it can be confusing. So if you have questions, send me an email. Otherwise, have a great week.